So, I've been seeing a lot of things on the internet about Las Vegas shooting being a false flag, and just mass shootings in general being false flags. And so I was pretty curious, and I had heard about those things before, and I just was trying to get to the bottom of it, if it really was something that could be faked, if people really die, that sort of thing. So I did pretty elaborate spread on it. Now, first question I asked was, are mass shootings false flags? And what these cards are telling me is that yes and no. So some of them are real, some of them are fake. This is why people have a hard time knowing what's real and what's not, and knowing what's the truth and what's a lie. Basically, the way that mass shootings operate is very similar for both parties. So if it was like a lone gunman, okay, like they have some sort of gripe, like if it's with a relationship, or if it's something to do with their family, or if it's something to do with the world or culture or society in general, and they're emotional about it, they feel like they're the ones that have the right idea or the truth, and they wait until the perfect timing, they make it happen, and they feel a sense of victory once it's over with. They feel victory over whatever their issue was, and they make it happen quickly, right? So that would be like lone gunman theory. Well, it's very similar for the way it would operate if it was a conspiracy. You would have some sort of partnership, okay? Could be between many different types of people, things, it could be, government with police, with corporations, all working together. They wait to the perfect time to do it. They stick together while they're doing it. So they come up with a plan and a storyline, and they want to sort of elicit emotional feelings in connection with it. They do it quickly, and they're the ones that have the narrative, right? They're the ones telling everybody, what happened, right? So they're in charge of the narrative, and it's a victory for them. Now, why is it a victory for them? Well, I asked that question, and it came out pretty clear to me that because they make money. However way they do it, number one, there's no consequence. So they don't get in trouble for it because they don't get caught. Or the people that would technically catch them are in on it. And the money makes them happy. So makes everyone happy. So like they're not gonna they're gonna keep doing it because well, why not, right? Money. I asked the cards twice if if it was a conspiracy or if it was lone gunmen. you know, I got it both times where, you know, it's either people, so this is the different types of people that are doing these things, okay? There's lone gunmen that want revenge. There's lone gunmen that want to, like, defend themselves, meaning, like, that they would have some sort of personal gripe. That would be, some sort of personal gripe, like, I'm not sure how, like, just self-defense, I guess, is how I would describe it. And then there's people that do it for money, okay? Same thing over here. You've got your lone gunman, like your person that is like a hermit, right? Never comes out. This card indicated to me that, you know, this would be a mixed bag. Some, like, different people that have different issues with, like, the world in general, okay? So, like, this person over here did it because they wanted revenge on their, you know, girlfriend. This person over here did it because they had a gripe against their, you know, ex-boss or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, different reasons for different people. This would be like your like crazy person that lives in the woods by themselves type of thing. And then these are people that do it for money, okay? So very clear to me those people, okay? Like the types of people that perpetrate these things. Now, I asked the cards well, okay, so I asked the cards, well, okay, I asked the cards if people actually die, okay? If they actually die in these shootings. And I got really interesting cards, and I will say that I do believe that people die in shootings that are done by actual lone gunmen, okay? When it comes to false flags, these cards are basically telling me that they don't die. How would they not die, right? Well, it's basically telling me that they work very hard to get people that, like, either don't live in this country, they might not even be real, and that, like, they're stealing people's identities from other countries, meaning, like, they're taking their picture, and it's all in order to, like, not elicit the judgment, right? So, like, they're using people that they work very hard to conceal the identity or conceal where they live, where they actually live, so that it all looks like it's real. And, you know, I thought, like, that's crazy, right? That can't be. Well, here we go. So I asked the cards to show me if Las Vegas was a false flag. It's pretty clear to me that it is. So we've got a partnership, okay? So we have people in collusion with each other. They cause the destruction. They want to elicit feelings, like emotions, from the past. What would that mean? Well, it would mean to me they're trying to elicit feelings from past shootings. Okay, so they want you to feel like it's not safe. right? Like there's a shooting happening again and again and again and again. They want to, well, number one, they want to destroy people's like worlds. Like they want to make people feel not safe. But I also feel like they have the world in mind when in terms of this situation, meaning whatever, because they're doing it for the money, okay? And so whatever their money game is, they want to do it to the whole world. And I've read stories about how it's a ploy to get like hotels and casinos and sporting events and concerts to all buy like body scanners and stuff, so like metal detectors, so that they can make money. Well, it makes a lot of sense in these cards that that's what they're doing. Now, they're very strong, meaning like they have their partnership is very strong. Number one, they have a story, right? They have a plan, so that's not going to break up. They're doing that. And then they're also like, what I'm getting is that like they're also they have a lot of manpower, I guess is the way to put it, right? So like you don't want to mess with these people. Like they'll F you up type thing. Whatever like takeover money situation that they're trying to do, meaning like if they're trying to get people all over the world to buy these metal detectors, they're gonna try to get that done swiftly. They're gonna try to get that done quickly, so that they can just like move on and get their money. So I was curious because, you know, there's a lot of people saying that like there wasn't a whole lot of blood at the scene, that there wasn't a lot of hurt people, like that the ambulances were just sitting there at Hooters and not moving, and you know, and so I asked the cards, did anybody die in the Las Vegas shooting? And basically these cards say to me, well, that there's lying going on in connection with the story that the world's being told. They're trying to, they want to like move on from it as quickly as possible, so they don't want people dwelling on the people that are dead, right? Makes sense. And they also are those people that they are using their identity, they are moving them out as quickly as possible and taking them back to wherever they actually live, okay? And they're sort of happy about like that they convinced everybody that people died, but they know the truth. So like they feel like it was a victory. They feel like they like it was successful. You know, I'd have to say they did a good job with it. I mean, because it's I don't know. It just is. It's a very strange situation. I asked the cards also if false flags will ever stop. Answer is no, because they're always going to be cooking up ways to make money, and they're always going to lie about it. So like they're always going to have some sort of defense against people finding out the real truth. So we're always going to, I think, have this very confusing situation when it comes to these acts, because there's going to be real ones and then there's going to be fake ones. And it's going to be one of those things where we're never going to really know if it's real or if it's fake, because they're really good at it. And they're the ones that are controlling the narrative. And so it's like they can, you know, they could probably tell us anything they wanted. And honestly, if they wanted to make money off of a real one, they probably could, because they can make the story whatever they want it to be. Which is scary, but it's true. And basically, I asked the cards one more question. I asked the cards if we would ever be able to stop these things from happening, meaning like us, the people of the world. And unfortunately, I got very similar cards to my first reading on the mass shootings, which was like, if we want to see that change, we have to go from choosing the dark to the light. And we have to make it happen. So we would all have to choose to stop doing this to each other, and choose the good and the light and love. And that goes for killing each other, but it also goes for deceiving each other. Because if there are people out there that are creating false flag mass shootings to make money and to get legislation passed, that's not right either. If you're lying to people, it's just creating a world of distrust and heartache, and people are not going to want to, trust each other, spend time with each other, go to, this is something I'll never understand why they do this, because it's like, people love, like, we as just human beings, like, we gravitate to each other. We love spending time with each other. It's just part of being a human. Like, we need each other. We need each other's company. We need each other's love to survive, to live. And we need each other's compassion and empathy and sympathy, and and friendship. That's why we love going to like outdoor concerts and festivals and being around all these people, because it's so interesting. You meet so many interesting people, and you get to do some really cool people watching, and people get to be their unique selves, and it's amazing. But when they do this sort of thing to make money, right? Like, we made a metal detector and now we want everybody to buy it, so let's do a shooting so that everybody will feel like it's necessary to buy. Like, if you keep that sort of thing up and you keep doing that, like, someday, like, people are just not going to come out of their house. Like, they're going to be like, I'm not going to a festival ever again. I don't care if there's a metal detector there. You know what I mean? Like, it just creates more and more distrust, and it gets to a point where, like, their whole point for creating that situation will become mute, because it's like, no one will even want to go to a concert anymore. So, it's really silly to me. Like, there's more important things than money. I wish that these people could understand that. Like, I don't know. I guess it is something I'll just never understand. I mean, like, I understand that people love money, and money can be important to a certain degree, but it's like, if your way of making money is to hurt other people in any sort of way, whether that be physical or emotional, It's not worth it. But anyways, that was my reading on mass shootings. So unfortunately, yes, there are people that perpetrate false flag mass shootings. And it's going to be really, really difficult to ever know, you know, like truly know if it's real or fake. And I'm really sorry to say that, but that's just the way it is. So be safe, and I wish you guys all the best, and stay out of harm's way. Thanks for listening.